Hello, dear students. See, this last point is decentralization in India. Okay, page number 24. Now, what is decentralization? Decentralization means, for example, it's a class. A teacher is teaching in a class. Now, if a teacher is teaching, he is speaking to the student, he goes on teaching, and students are only listening. So it is a teacher centralized class. It is teacher centralized class. Only teacher is speaking, students are listening only. Nobody is speaking, nobody is allowed to speak. So it is teacher centralized class. When the teacher gives right, question answering starts. At that time, he allows other to speak, he allows other to give their views. So that is called decentralized teachers class. Okay, so it is decentralization, means instead of making all the things come together at one hand, it is distributed in several. So that is called decentralization. Now, what is decentralization in India about? The powers and working rights and responsibilities also. So we noted that India is a federal country. It is United States. The states came together. It is the second root of federalization. What it is? Holding together, and the first root is coming together. So it is second root of federalism, that is holding together. And we have seen the power sharing within the states, how the states are given power by the constitution itself. The constitution of India safeguards the power of the states also and the center also. The Supreme Court is the umpire in them. Now it is constitutionally mandatory to hold regular election and to local government bodies. Now see what happens, why we are going to this point, that how it is decentralized. It is decentralized means what? Separated, right? So central government does not appoint the state government. So how the state government will be done then? How the state government will come in power then? Again election. So you have noticed in India there are election in Maharashtra, there are election in the country also, whole country. So when there are election in the whole country, we choose a prime minister, right? We get a prime minister. When there are election in the states, we get a chief minister. So that means these are the things that we are going to talk about, that what is decentralization. The basic idea behind the decentralization is that there are large number of problems and issues which needs to be settled down, and people must have better knowledge of the problems in their localities, right? So we have knowledge of the problems of our localities. Will I come to know what are the problems in Delhi if I am not living there? Will I come to know what are the problems in Kerala if I am not living there? So local people can handle their problems, local problems very well. So there must be a local government leader. They also have better ideas on where to spend money and how to manage things more efficiently. Beside the local level, it is possible for the people to directly participate in the decision making, and that helps to take good decisions, and that helps to practice the democracy also. So the local government is the best way to realize one important principle of democracy, namely local self-government. And the need for decentralization was recognized in our constitution, and that is why constitution has only recognized the decentralization, and it has given the power. Now how a major step toward the decentralization was taken in 1992. The constitution was amended to make the third tier of democracy more powerful and effective. And what was it? That was municipalities, villages and municipalities in urban areas. So Gram Panchayat in villages and municipalities in urban areas in the country, in all the states. Okay, so but they are directly under control of the state government. Okay, so these Gram Panchayat and municipalities are under the control of state government. Okay, so local government did not have power of resources of their own, that is why they are under the control of state government. So that state government gives them funds, money, that so that they can run and run their self local government and promote themselves. So now it is the constitutionally mandatory to hold regular election to the local government bodies. Gram Panchayat separate elections, municipalities separate elections, state government separate election, central government separate elections. So this is the meaning of the point. State seats are reserved in the elected bodies and the executive heads of these institutions for the scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and other backward classes. So this has been given by the constitution. At least 1/3 of all positions are reserved for women. Now women, that 1/3 is also has been brought recently only. That was very less. Now by making laws and all, near 33% reserved seats are for women. An independent institution called the State Election Commission has been created in each state to conduct the panchayat and municipal elections. So see, state election commission is there, central election commission is there, they are conducting the election, not the central government is collecting the election. Okay, so calculating the elections or looking after the election, there are election commissions. It does not come under any government. Government only provides them funds and they take their own decision. Okay. The state government are required to share some powers and revenue with the local government bodies. The nature of the sharing varies from state to state. Now it is the state decision how much funds reserved for villages, Gram Panchayat and municipalities. It differs in all states. Okay. So the rural local government is popularly known as Panchayat Raj, which is in every village or group of village comes under the Panchayat Raj, and this is a council consisting of several ward members local from their places, often called as Panch or President or Sarpanch. Okay, and they are directly elected by the people. So this happens in the local elections in the government. Okay, so it is the decision making. It is the decision making body that Gram Panchayat level or municipalities, and they are taking decision of their area. All the voters in the village are its members. It has to meet at least twice or thrice in a year to approve the annual budget of the Gram Panchayat and to review the performance of the Gram Panchayat. Now see, there are many competitions also arranged in the Gram Panchayat so that their performance is increasing day by day. The Gram Panchayats and municipalities are doing well. The local government structure goes right up to the district level. A few Gram Panchayats are grouped together to form what is usually called as Panchayat Samiti or block or mandal. Okay. So it goes district level. At the district level, all the Gram Panchayats come together. The member of this representative body are elected by all the Panchayat members in that area. All the Panchayat Samitis or mandals in the district together and constitute the Zilla or district parishad. So that is called Zilla Parishad. So Zilla Parishad is what? Zilla Parishad is a group. Now see, understand what it is. Understand. I'll send you the notes also. Understand what it is, that Gram Panchayats come together and frame Zilla Parishad, while municipality is a different form. Okay. Most member of Zilla Parishad are elected. They are also elected. Members of the Lok Sabha and MLAs of the district and some other officials of other district level bodies are also its members in the Zilla Parishad. Okay. So in Zilla Parishad, Lok Sabha and MLAs are also there, which are separately elected, but they are only the member part of the Zilla Parishad. Similarly, local government bodies exist for urban areas as well. Municipalities are set up in towns. Big cities are constituted in the municipal corporation, and both municipalities and municipal corporations are controlled by elected bodies consisting the people's representative. A municipal chairperson is the political head of the municipality. In a municipal corporation, such an officer is called as mayor. Okay, so in municipal corporation, the head is called as mayor, and in Gram Panchayat the head is called as sarpanch. Okay, so in municipalities the heads are called as president. In municipalities, the heads are called as president. So in this, how the third tier came into existence, and that is Gram Panchayat. Okay. Now this is an experiment done in Brazil. Read it, go through it. That is for understanding the federalism moreover. Okay. So here the lesson ended. Solve the exercise, dear student, and send me immediately what you have solved. I'll come up to you.